So the mission is seeking to put God's love into action. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. That's an international mission. We are in all countries, all states. In Kentucky, there are 127 counties. There are about 50 habitats throughout Kentucky. So some of them might build one house a year. We are the largest in Kentucky. We will build 23 this year probably, build or renovate 23 this year. So we are one of the larger ones, okay? Habitat is a nonprofit ecumenical housing organization. We look to provide simple, decent housing in partnership with those in need, and we sell those houses to our families at no profit with a zero interest mortgage. It is a 20-year mortgage with a soft second that's forgiven once they pay off. They can be a 2-bedroom, they can be a 4-bedroom. They vary depending on the family themselves. So all kinds, all shapes and sizes in lots of different areas. In Louisville, we were started in 1985 by the faith community, basically, and they continue to be strong supporters, although not our only supporters by any stretch. Our first home was donated, and it took us 2 years to renovate that house. It took a long time to do that. So since then, we have built or renovated over 435 houses here in Louisville, so Jefferson County and Oldham County. We do 22 to 25 homes in a year, just depending on how many we can get done with our volunteers. We build all over Louisville and Oldham County, Shively, Smoketown, Newburgh, mainly West End and Portland for those of you that are from Louisville. And we are, right now our office is in Portland, so that's a big area for us. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year, which is very exciting. And property comes to us in various ways. We buy it. We have a land bank here in Louisville, so we get a lot of property from the land bank. We get some donations. Some of it we turn down because it has tax liens on it and we can't pay for it. So, but we do get property through lots of different ways. Habitat is not a giveaway program, and I think a lot of people think that you know, they apply and we give these houses away, and that's not true at all. They do have to apply. We have an online application process. We have a paper application. They earn between, all of our families earn between 28 and 80% of AMI. They have an acceptable credit history with no bankruptcy in the last 3 years, consumer debt of less than $3,000, and put in 400 hours of sweat equity. So their sweat equity, they have to have 100 hours in before they even start their home. So that's usually earned through classwork, through our restore, or working on other family homes. They do pay a down payment, and they have a monthly mortgage. Like I said, that mortgage payment is 20 years. We have about 14 homeowners right now that have paid off that mortgage and are free and clear. The average monthly payment for a home is between $500 and $550. And for most of our families, that's about $200 less than they're paying in rent. Their utilities run about $100 a month. And last year, 2014, we had 1,220 people apply to be Habitat homeowners. About 132 got what we call the full application, meaning we went through, ran their credit, and sent them a full app, and 28 were accepted. So it's really easier to get into Harvard than it is to become a Habitat homeowner, at least here in Louisville. They do take classes that include classes on budgeting, home ownership, repair, all that kind of stuff. So it isn't a giveaway program. It's hard work, and we've had people drop out because they don't want to do all the work. So, go on. Most homes, they are very top quality. They are energy efficient, so the utility bills are low. We built the first LEED Platinum certified home here in Kentucky. We build on a block foundation normally with a crawl space. We do have basements sometimes in rehabs, We build on a slab only if we're doing it for accessibility. There is professional construction staff that oversees everything. Walls are built in our construction center, so you'll see those walls there. All those are built on our construction center and taken to site and put up. The first picture right there is one of our homeowners putting in the first nail. He is a Somalian refugee with 6 children and a nephew living with him, a 1-month-old all the way up to 16 years old. I think during that Raise the Roof, he probably did not sleep that weekend. He works 3rd shift and came and worked all day and then maybe slept an hour or two and went back to work. So we do, the homeowners normally will put in the first nail. So that's him doing that. But the professional staff will oversee it, but otherwise everything is done by volunteers. So we have team leaders that will, and house leaders that do the building. We build Tuesday through Saturday, other days if we need to. And each house leader normally has a team of volunteers that will help with them. We have one house leader who's about on, I can't even tell you how many houses, but he has 52 people on his team. So he has 4 houses going at one time and just moves them around to get them all done. So in building community one block at a time, we do target development and work on revitalizing neighborhoods. We partner with local businesses, obviously. And so our hope is that we're building more than just houses, that we're building community, that we are making a difference, and that we are changing blocks and getting rid of the properties that have been sitting there, have been abandoned and vacant. That's probably our biggest frustration, is the abandoned and vacant property that we can't do anything with because it can't be foreclosed on. And so that's our big thing. We clean up in neighborhoods, we do gardens. Our campus itself has become a hub down in Portland. We have a Restore down there, which is our resale operation, and we have a coffee shop that has since moved in and has the best chocolate chip cookies in the city. So we're working to make things better in neighborhoods. So impact is about 435 homes that we have built so far, over $27 million in housing solutions with an economic impact of $201 million. Our homeowners have paid $1.5 million in property taxes. We have a comprehensive foreclosure rate of less than 2%, which most banks would love to see. And our restores have saved millions and millions of pounds from landfills. Restore, for those of you that don't know, is an arm of Habitat. It is a nonprofit. What started out really as building supply resources, and then all the profits from Restore are reinvested into Habitat. So we sell items that have been donated to us. So it's like a goodwill for construction and homeowners. Obviously, it's environmentally friendly. Doors, windows, tubs, sinks, furniture, cabinets, tile, carpet, all sorts of things come into Restore and go out the door. Anytime there's a trade show here in town, the carpet that would have been thrown away and put in a landfill now goes to Restore. So people that have apartments and renovate and do that sort of thing love it because they can get things cheap. We take everything, no clothing, no things like that, and no faucets or water heaters because of lead. But otherwise, everything else we take, and we do come pick it up, which is a great thing. So those of you know, you can always help by building. You can help sponsor a home. In Louisville, we have one of the lowest sponsorship rates in the country. You can always make a donation. You can shop, and you can help build. We have lots of opportunities for volunteering. In addition to just construction, there's people that help with the home buyers, help with Family Advocate to walk them through the process, to donate in Restore or to work in Restore. So there's lots of ways to help. And we appreciate being able to be here today. So are there any questions about Habitat? Anything you want to know? Yes.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a really good way if you're young and in school, to get your first home and pay it off and get off to so many people nowadays go out and get these giant mortgages on these
Sure.
houses. Stupidity. Is it open to like young people who are like in college? and that
You
sort
have to have had a job for a year, so that's going to be the hardest
of-
part.
You have to work at McDonald's for a year or something.
You could work somewhere for you. We have a student right now, and we've worked with, and many of you may, if you're not from Louisville, Family Scholar House provides housing for single parents here in Louisville that are going to college. So we are building a home currently for a single father of 3 who's going to college, living at Family Scholar House. And we worked with him. He had a little too much debt when he came in the program. Worked with him to get his debt down. He has been working. He drives a bus for JCPS. And so he had a steady income for a year. And when he graduates he's going to Simmons Bible College. When he graduates, he will have his home. So we do work with them. And yes, it could be McDonald's if you're a student. It's a little harder as a student to do it. You'd have to be out for about a year, maybe live in an apartment for a year, get a job.
I have a full-time job as a student making.
28 of AMI, so it's a little tougher as a student. It would be hard to do. I'm not saying that it's not something we could work on, but it's a great idea. So, anything else? We have not done that I know of. In Louisville, and I will use our office as an example, we sit in Portland on a pretty blighted street. We have one property right across the street that we bought and demolished a house. There's 2 on either side of it that I can't get a hold of. They are owned by the bank. They have liens. They have tax liens. They have city liens, all kinds of things. Currently, they're in forced foreclosure, which is about the only thing we can do. That'll take about 18 months, and the city will do that. We do work on city codes and getting them down. The problem is not when you all hold it, but when a bank still has something in it. One across the street, bricks falling off. You don't want to go near. It's unsafe. Have a friend at a bank, they still have an investment in it, and so they won't let it go. And there's not much we can do at that point. Once they go into forced foreclosure, though, when they do go up for sale, we can get them. Land bank properties we can get a land bank property for about $1,500. I could buy land bank properties all day. The problem is I have to have land where people want to build. And so sometimes people don't want to build where I can get land. We have about 45 pieces of property in our portfolio. Always looking for more because we're always looking for places where people want to build. So some of our property we've had for years, we will have to get rid of because no one wants to build there. So it's kind of a throw the balls up in the air kind of game. We had a house. The family has the choice in the site. So we take them out and say, here's what we have available. What do you like? We have had families that get out of the program because we don't have any property that they like. Yesterday we were at Commissioner's Sale because we had a homeowner who left her house because she didn't like the neighbors. And literally just up and left. Just moved out, took what she could and left. The house didn't sell at the Commissioner's Sale, so we got it back. So we'll recycle that, and hopefully someone else will want to move in. But it really is a tough, depending on liens, depending on everything, it's hard. And we have lots of vacant property, obviously, so we have to take care of it. We get cited, and we get all kinds of liens on ours, too. So the amount of the mortgage that we write is derived from... we have someone from an assessment. So you mean like somebody comes out and appraises it?
Regardless of Habitat's cost, you go to the assessment and provide
The appraisal. So it normally costs. So our house sponsorship fee for a brand new house is $45,000. The rest of that, most houses cost about $95,000 to build, depending on size and that sort of thing. We write the mortgage for what the assessment is. The appraisal. There's normally a soft second. So the soft second is the difference in what we write that mortgage for and the actual cost of of what it costs us to build. The mortgage is written, we are the bank, so we write them. The additional funding for the $45,000 to the $95,000 that it costs us comes from our mortgage holders. So we have 423 mortgage holders that are paying mortgage that's helping us make money to help build new houses. So it's all rolling over, but it's a possibility. I mean, it's certainly something to look into. It would help us have more capital to do that. If it's a land bank property, depending on where it is, land bank properties are usually, sometimes they sell them for $1, but normally between we like to pay between $1,000 and we don't want to pay more than $5,000 for a property. Now last year we bought a pretty big lot out, if you know Louisville, out kind of in the south end off Taylor Boulevard. It had the house, somebody donated a house, and then we bought property around it, but we're going to put 6 houses on it. So, depends on where you are. In Portland, lot sizes are pretty standard at 30 by 90, which is shotgun. Small lots, you know, not large. Most of our houses are straight up, you know, either 1-story or 2-story. We do have some larger ones that are built across, but lots are not very big. There is a Kentucky State Habitat that kind of is the overseer, and I don't off the top of my head know the website, but there is a Kentucky Habitat for Humanity Kentucky, and Mary Shear's the CEO, and she kind of oversees all of the, you know, they do insurance for a lot of the smaller ones and that sort of thing. So they know where there's a habitat in every, you know, I mean, I know there's one in Lexington and Owensboro and Berea and all those, but I don't know the smaller ones. So, anything else? Thank you all.